CM Punk has a very interesting regret regarding his WWE career, and it's not anywhere close to what you think. It has nothing to do with the fact that how he handled his 2014 departure, his interactions with Vince McMahon or Triple H. No, it's something that I wouldn't have thought of considering the history between these two. CM Punk is back in WWE, has been for over 2 or a little close to 2 years. CM Punk has been able to hit banger after banger after banger. He is truly, when it comes to promos, storylines, and feuds, that version of Sheamus. He is crushing it, whether it's his feud and all of the matches and segments that he has done with Seth Rollins, or him working with John Cena, or Drew McIntyre, or now Gunther. CM Punk has been able to hit home run after home run after home run, and he's really given a boost to WWE. When we go back and we look at WWE in the 2010s, right, the first 3 years of the 2010s, what do you think of? I think of the evolution of CM Punk, going from a guy that was found success, was a former Money in the Bank holder, a two-time Money in the Bank holder, a multiple-time world champion, yet he was never the guy. I think about his epic rivalry with Rey Mysterio, the Straight Edge Society, his feud with Jeff Hardy, all those things. Hardy's feud was in '09, but still, close enough. But I also think of 2011. I think of CM Punk and the Pipe Bomb. But I also think of CM Punk and John Cena. And that's where this video picks up. In 2014, CM Punk had grown so sick and tired of life in WWE that he walked out of the company on the day after that year's Royal Rumble. For 7 years, Punk was done with the wrestling business in any meaningful way before he went to AEW. Now, Punk is back in WWE. He's been able to share the ring multiple times with John Cena. He's been able to wrestle John Cena on 2 different occasions, right? Including them working Night of Champions, where Punk tried to win back the WWE title, only for Cena to be victorious. While speaking with E! News, Punk explained why he regrets not being able to do more with John Cena in WWE because of his walkout in WWE in 2014. He said, "John Cena, I've affectionately referred to him as my wrestling soulmate. It's kind of a weird relationship, right? I left WWE in 2014, came back in 2023, and in that 10 years, Cena was there. Cena was working. There's a part of me in my head that regrets stepping out because of what we could have done, but it makes it so much more sweeter that I'm back now. I was able to come in and work with him one last time. Everything about him I'm going to miss. Me and him had a dynamic that was unlike anything else. He was the goody two-shoes Boy Scout, good guy that a lot of places booed out of the building. Then I was the despicable, pointy, goatee, twirling my mustache, tying the girl to the train tracks bad guy, and people seemed to love it. It was just this marriage that unfolded on the screen that we both needed at the time. So to be able to come back and be able to watch his Ride into the Sunset means the world to me. What I'm going to miss the most is everything about him, the ultimate top guy that I think we've had quite some time. Punk and John Cena, one of the best, greatest rivalries, not only in WWE history, but in the history of the wrestling business. That's how epic their feud was. And I don't think they get enough flowers. Because, I mean, if you think about it, go back in time. Go on Peacock, go on YouTube, go on Netflix, whatever. Go back and watch WWE programming in 2011, 2012, 2013. There's some highlights, don't get me wrong, right? But for the most part, those are missable years in WWE. You look at the undercard, there was none. You had a few top guys, and then no one else. Everyone was just geeks on this roster, right? But man, you knew when John Cena and CM Punk were on television, whether they had a microphone in their hand or they had their boots or sneakers in Cena's case, laced up and they were ready to go and put on a performance in the ring, you knew it was going to be good. However, when you saw CM Punk and John Cena in the ring together, talking to one another or duking it out in the ring, you knew it was going to be special. You knew they were going to create history. You knew they were going to be having magic unfold in front of your eyes. To me, that is John Cena versus Cena. You don't get any better than that. Both guys could go out there. They're bigger than life. They own the room, right? They take out all of the oxygen. They are the ones under the spotlight. And when you have personas as big as those guys did and still do, and you get them in there, they create magic. When they speak to one another, they make you want to see them wrestle each other. You cannot wait until you get to hear what they have to say. And then once they're done talking, then you cannot wait to see what they're going to do inside of the ring. Whether it was their legendary Money in the Bank 2011 match, their severely underrated SummerSlam match, or their one of the greatest Raw matches in history in 2013, with the winner going on to face The Rock at WrestleMania. Here's like a number one contenderships match. John Cena went on and stole the show with The Undertaker. That's what those guys did. They made you believe that what they were saying was true. They made you believe that whatever they were saying, they fully believed it. Right? Like they were cinema before that term was really popularized in wrestling. That's what these guys did. They went out there, they took the moment, they earned the moment, they owned the moment, and they made you just sitting there waiting for more. That's what they did. And to get to see them, 10 years later at Night of Champions, at the Royal Rumble, at Elimination Chamber, it was like they never missed a beat, right? A little older, they got a little bit more gray, but they still can hit the classic hits. To me, that's what makes CM Punk and John Cena so special.